Alright, I'm back. I had to go to the house quick. Is that you, Aaron? That's back in here? What's going on, guys? Check on in. Let me know when you're back in here, Aaron, and we'll go over your questions. If you guys have questions, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Alright, Aaron. Okay, so how to get started in end dumping, I need you to give me some more specifics of what you mean on that. trucking industry must still be working. Oh, is anyone on here? Aaron, I've been doing end dumping for a year now, driving company. Oh, yeah, I remember talking to you, Aaron. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'll just talk, I guess. How do you find loads? Seems like it's all about relationships here. First off, the company that you work for right now, will they just hire you as a owner-operator? I don't know if you get paid by percentage or by the hour right now, but, you already would, if you get paid by percentage, you kind of already know the rates. You could figure out if it was worth your time or not. Yeah. Is that you, Aaron? I'm trying to answer your question. Or I did answer it. Or somebody else in here. Aaron, is that you or somebody else? Let me know who's in here. I'm trying to charge my phone. Okay, cool. It's you. Okay. So, Hall for a concrete company does their, I'm guessing you're saying own material hauling in-house, only one outside carrier. If I'm assuming it'll be a no-go, but you could ask them, if you bought your own truck, if they'd run you, I'm guessing they'll say no, because then everybody's going to want to do that. But, I guess there's got to be companies in your area, unless you're in a smaller town. If you're in a smaller town and there's only one concrete company, then it probably isn't going to work in your area for you. What's the population of your town in Carolina? South Carolina. I think you're from South Carolina, aren't you? Man, this is frustrating. I'm trying to get a phone charger to work, but out of the 3 that are in my van, I don't know. What's the population in your area? Hey, Ron. Okay. Well, yeah, then, I guess. The only way to really, there's 2 ways to do it. You got to decide if you're going to go direct, or you got to decide if you're going to go through a broker. And it sounds really cool to say you want to go direct, but sometimes it just really makes sense to go through a broker. So, especially when you're just getting started, because making $1,500 a day because you're going direct, but only work 1 to 2 days a week, and making $1,000 a day and you work 5 days a week, it makes way more sense to just go through a broker now. Those rates, I mean, that's not basically what it is. But okay, let's see here. Basically, what they told me is other carrier has been doing it for 10 plus years. They probably have 200 dump trailers and dump trucks. What's up, Mr. Abdullah? Thanks for the thumbs up. You guys give me some thumbs up. That'd be great. Where are you today, Abdullah? You back in Florida or ATL or? Well, shit, if they've got 200 dump trailers, there is definitely a market in your area. I mean, it's just, there's ways to get in there. I mean, can you work for the or can you be an owner operator for the company that has the dump trailers? Do they have owner operators that work for them? Do you know what the rates are in your area? I mean, how I got started is I worked for a broker in the Twin Cities that has about 150 trailers and probably like 10 to 15 trucks. And all they I don't want to make it sound easy, but what they do is they find owner operators to pull their trailer, and going on. My wife is in here, guys. She's the steel toe one. So basically, she's actually, you guys are actually really lucky, because if you guys actually want to know some real business stuff, you can ask her in the chat, because she's actually the one that runs the business. Don't tell anybody. What was I telling you? There's a market. I mean, if that company won't do it, there's probably some other company that will let you haul for them. I mean, all trucking companies are basically greedy and want to take over the market, and they want to have as many of their own assets out there as possible. So, yeah, I mean, there's a huge market for it. And what I was saying is that the company that I work for, what I ended up doing was work for them for about a year and a half, kind of learned the business, made some money, started the truck, and then we basically invested in a trailer. And one of the things that was fairly important for me was that I didn't really want to work for the clients that my brokerage worked for, and also, you know, a lot of the companies that they provided services wouldn't want to touch me if they found out that I was working for this big brokerage, because then that company that gives them 20 trucks a day will be like, no, if you're going to hire Eric, then we're going to pull all our trucks out of there. You know, and that happened. That's a real issue, and that'll happen. But anyways, so what ended up happening was I actually did end up working for a company that they work for. So you just gotta, I don't know if that helps. If you got any other questions about it, probably we'll have to get a dispatcher. You wouldn't have to find a dispatcher? Is that what you're saying, Aaron? If I think that I was Abdullah, I was profitable. Aaron, let me know what you're talking about with that dispatcher thing. We were profitable. I mean, I had, when I started out, but I'll tell you exactly what I was making at the broker through the broker too, because the rates might be different. They probably are in Florida. In Minnesota, we're not steady through the winter like Florida is, so that's probably why the rate here is a little bit more, because you got to bank that money. But we were making about 80, in between $80 and $83 an hour to pull. I started out with a belly dump, and then transitioned to side dump in the wintertime. And that's great if you're working 12-hour days, but if you're only working 7-hour days, it's not real good money, in my opinion, when you are factoring in all of your expenses and taking a paycheck and all that stuff. But Abdullah, I have 3 kids. At the time that I was doing that, Callie wasn't working. Well, she still doesn't. That's a joke. But she wasn't we weren't taking paychecks. All of our money was being reinvested back into things, and money was extremely tight with one truck as an owner operator and having somebody else pull the trailer. And the reason it was tight at 80 to 83 an hour was because we weren't working 10 to 12 hours a day. We were working 7 to 10 hours a day. And then some days we get rained out, all summer long. So, but with that said, we started in about this time. Then we worked for that company all year. Then in the wintertime, we were lucky that they had a job that was supposed to be 6 days a week, 6 days a week, 12-hour days, which ended up turning into like 4 days a week and 9-hour days when we did do it because of snow and bad weather and just whatever other reasons. But that was the Metrodome. We hauled the Metrodome out, so they needed like 80 trucks a night for that. So that helped us out a lot. And then basically by probably around August is when we bought our trailer, and then we started doing other stuff, and that kind of gives you, when you get your trailer, that gives you it gives you about 10% more in income. So that is a huge thing, I feel like, to get your own trailer and stuff. And then I don't know, Abdul, if that helps. I would do a live one night or one day, Aaron, with you if you were serious about it, and I would call some people for you. You just need to know what you need to say. For this type of trucking, we're not in a normal thing where a dispatcher really comes into play. You would basically all you got to do is find a broker. Once you find that broker, they'll give you all the work that you are going to need in most cases. And then if they don't, then just have sometimes one broker gets a huge job or a huge contract, and then everybody shifts over to the other contractor. Like in the cities right now, there's a huge project going on where they're adding on light rail, and it's like a 3-year phase, and they need so many dump trucks that they're paying. They raise the rate of what they're going to pay dump trucks. So all the dump truck drivers that don't have any loyalty are going over and working for this other company, which I don't know if that makes it sound bad by saying they don't have any loyalty. I think loyalty is important, but at the same time, people have mouths to feed and stuff like that. So totally get that. But I'll say that Craigslist will tell you a lot about what's going on in your area, who's got work and is looking for work. What do you got going on in Texas, Abdul? Now you're doing UPS freight, right? Or are you at May? I was thinking around on your channel earlier today, and I thought I saw a $1,500 May check, but then I thought you were maybe doing UPS, but I was only there for a second. What's the best way to go about finding a niche broker for such? If you call, this is an unconventional way of doing it, but if you call like a company that you want to work for, this is the best thing you could do. If you got to identify your target market. So your target market in the end dumping and possibly dump trucking, if you're on all what they call sand and gravel, which is supplying and stocking asphalt paint plants and concrete plants with material, the material that they turn into the finished product of concrete and asphalt, that's called the sand and gravel industry. Now, there's also the other industry, which is dirt hauling, which would be working for like excavating companies and construction companies. So once you decide who you want to haul for, okay, gotcha. So once you decide who you want to haul for, eventually you want to haul for everybody, but for now, just when you're just getting started, call up a company direct and ask to talk to like the dispatch department. And then once you ask to talk to the dispatch department, you could say that. I don't even ask for the dispatch department. I just ask to talk to somebody in charge of trucking, and then they can send me where they want. And anyway, so they'll send you where you go, and then basically what'll happen from there is they'll say, oh, we don't need any trucks, or they'll say, oh, blah 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 does all our trucking. So then, okay, so if they say that, then say, well, do you know who I should talk to over there about hauling for you? Because that's the broker that has the work basically. And in this industry, trucking companies, it's almost more like contracting. So it's like they're a contractor. They're kind of like a main contractor, and then they're like the general, and then they just sub out work. So it's kind of different terminology, even though it's the same. But that's basically how you would go about finding the work and who to call. Just start at the top and work your way down, and then but also if you just Google like concrete companies and asphalt companies, you can do it that way. And then when you work for a broker, usually they'll give you a trailer that you can use. And do you know what the rates are out in Florida? Abdullah and Aaron, do you know what the rates are? Okay. Usually, the more consistent the work, the easier it is for the trucking company, the less it pays. So, like for me, just to give you an idea, if I have trucks that run every day and I don't have to really think about it, I'm charging less than somebody that calls me 2 times a month and wants work. If they call me 2 times a month, I will move some things around so that I can service them, because I always want to keep them coming back. But I'm charging more for that. are they taking up? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I mean, every time I go, I see tons of dump trucks around. Especially, I know that when you guys get hit with hurricanes, those guys they might not be making the killing, but there's companies that come in from out of state and work, and they're bringing in trucks from other states, and those guys are making crazy amounts of money, like way more than what a normal trucking company makes when they do stuff like that, emergency relief. I have heard that there's some issues with getting paid though, so I don't know. I've never done it, but I would I would definitely do it. I mean, I would make it super simple. I'd just rent a truck in Florida and send some guys, one or two guys down to work 24 hours or something, and buy a trailer in Florida or something. Or something like that. I actually, kind of wait and see when the next thing like that happens, because I'm going to try it. Who knows? It might not work out, but it's just an idea I have. But yeah, I mean, when I was in Florida, I saw quite a few end dumps, lots of dump trucks, and quite a few of the huge, the 100-yard aluminum like walking floor trailers that usually haul garbage or debris, big bulky debris. But one thing to keep in mind too is it's not, if you guys have exactly, anytime you hear the word FEMA, that's money being thrown at things, and FEMA's down there right now, so there's money there. I mean, I would literally, that's close to you. I mean, it sounds funny because I don't really know how close it is exactly to you, but if you're interested in it, just go to what is it, Nashville, Craigslist, and type in jobs, or type in owner-operator trucking, or type in something like that, and just see what pops up. And, be an interesting, if you could do it right now, you should check it out right now. Aaron, I don't know if you have the case, I would, but I can't do it while I'm on my phone. I'm using my phone whatever, you get it. Are you on still? Steel toe you? You're hungry? Well, what does that have to do with me? Am I now cooking dinner? Oh, gosh. Get out of here with that. So how I guess it takes forever, like you were saying, Aaron, to get comments. How do I fix that? I wonder if I have bad internet or something, if it's lagging real bad. Abdullah, how do you, what made you decide to switch over to UPS? better pay, better benefits. One thing I'll say about depending on what you guys want to do, and Abdul, you probably connect with this with what your broke says, is if you want to have one truck, bet you probably are going to make more money as a driver, like at UPS. Like that's a pretty good job, like a really good job, like what Dirt Broke has. I mean, he has a really good job, and it's simple. And I feel like, as much as I love what I do, I'm not discouraging you from doing your own thing. What I'm basically saying is that the money is probably going to be better with one truck, or with just staying at your job, if that's the big motivator in why you want to be an owner-operator, But if you want to get one truck and then get another truck, by the time you have 3 trucks, in my opinion, it's not worth having a job anymore, because you can literally have 3 trucks and never drive again. And as long as your finances are right, you get a 4th truck and you drive all the time and keep the whole whatever you make on top of your profits from the other 3 trucks, So, and it adds up with 2. When you have 1, you're just getting by. Then you have 2, then you add on about $20,000 profit. So every time you get a truck, you're adding a lot of money on to what you can pay yourself, but you kind of, and then you can't really take advantage of the tax savings until you have when you're doing a lot of revenue, you can actually afford to do things that you normally wouldn't do, is when you can start taking advantage of the taxes. And things start accumulating quick, like we probably spend I'm going to say $100,000 on fuel, and that goes on a credit card, and fuel and maintenance, let's just say, and it all goes on a credit card, and you get 1 or 2% back, 3% back. What do we get back, Callie? I'm not saying the actual dollar amount, but what is the percent we get? All of a sudden you have, just out of nowhere, $3,000 on points. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. On top of, as long as your trucks are rolling, never have to come home. But to get to that point, it's taken me a long frickin' time, and my wife, and there's been lots of struggles. Okay, I see what you're saying there, Abdullah. I'm going to get out. I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, freedom. Yep, now you're talking. Now you are talking. I'm going to show you guys what I got going on here. I don't normally have all this crap. My wife said you guys can't hear me. Hold on here. I gotta take it off of. All right. I had to take it off of. Uh-oh, I'm getting in trouble now. My wife told me to turn the car off. Jeepers. Okay, so what we're doing tonight, I told you guys that I don't really wrench that much anymore. So I got the 1999 W900 disconnected, and I got my quad axle steel trailer disconnected. And this is the newest truck that I have, which isn't even that new. A lot of people will call it old. This is the 2014. And then I got the steel trailer on, another steel Mack on here. And basically that usually, the steel trailer usually parks in the shed. But I got my first truck ever that Wayne and me bought together in the shed, which is awesome because it's raining out, and it's really cool to be able to work on trucks inside when it's raining out. So one of the guys that works on my stuff, he was going to work on somebody else's equipment outside in the rain, and then he said, hey, I'm not going to be working on that truck because it's raining out. You want me to come over and work on your stuff? So I just kind of got bumped up the list just because I have a place to work on stuff when it's dry outside. So that's cool. Random stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, if your goal is freedom, Abdullah, then I would encourage you to do it. And that the way that you're going to want to do it and have the freedom is, keep your personal expenses low and try to keep money coming in every single month. Sometimes there's busy times and slower times, construction anyways, but I can say on that. Uh-oh. My wife said I'm breaking up. But anyways, they're going to be coming over soon to start working. I'm going to have one of my handy drivers come over, and he's going to work on the trucks with the mechanic. So they should be getting here about 5:30, I'm guessing. So you guys got any other questions? I have 6 trucks right now. 3 day cabs, 2 sleeper trucks, and 1 dump truck. And I have about, around 10 trailers. I have 2 dry vans, 1 car hauler, and quite a few end dumps. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know. I don't know. It's good. It's good. I'm glad you're on here asking questions. Lots of people want to get somewhere and then they don't even ask any questions. Crazy. I gotta go, guys. They're getting here to start working. But we're hauling rubble and dirt right now. All right, guys. See you later.